Why is it that people who are incredibly fit, but they're new to swimming, will fatigue after 25 or 50 meters? Let's take a look in this video at the 3 main reasons that I've seen causing swimmers to have their heart rate very high, work much harder than they should, and cause them to run out of breath when they really shouldn't because they're actually quite fit. With the recent release of our beginner freestyle course, I've been thinking about what is it that can really help beginner swimmers swim further than 25 or 50. What could get them to their first 400 meters? First thing that I see causing people to have an elevated heart rate is they haven't got their face in the water properly. A lot of times there's fear around putting their face completely in the water. So you do get some beginner swimmers who are swimming with just this much of their face in. They're holding their head up really quite high as they're swimming, and that drops their legs because they're trying to keep their head very high in the water. What we often do there is you can do an exercise called sink downs, where you take a breath, exhale, and as you exhale, you'll just gradually sink to the bottom of the pool. We do that multiple times, and the drill is purely designed to just get you comfortable being underwater, having no air, but just being comfortable. Because often there's that panic and that fear around putting your face completely in the water. That's the first step. That's the first thing that beginner swimmers often need to get over. The other thing that can help you just practice that too is practicing the breathing tempo, where breathe in, then you hold it for a second, and then you can breathe out for 1 or 2 seconds. Practicing that breathing tempo will also help you just get used to the same sort of breathing pattern that you do when you swim. And you can do that just by holding onto the wall, having your face in the water. When you're ready, you can take a breath, breathe in, and then go through that multiple times. The second thing that often causes the heart rate to elevate is over kicking or kicking really hard. We really want to try and keep the kick comfortable, where it should feel like it's a 2 out of 10 effort, really easy, really comfortable. Because even the very best swimmers in the world, if they're kicking super hard, they're going to tire after 100 meters as well. They'll still be able to swim further, but they're going to have an elevated heart rate as a result of it. So if we can just calm the legs down, that makes a massive difference for most of the people that I've seen. Now, a few nuances to this. If you are bending your knees a lot, almost like you're riding a bike or running, then you are kicking from the knees rather than the hips. So we want to kick from the hips in freestyle. And the way you can think of that is, yes, the knees will bend, but the legs will stay reasonably straight. So you want it to sort of originate from your hips. So if you feel as though you've got long legs, like you're keeping your legs out behind you quite long, and just relax the ankles and have this kick. And kick in the bucket. Imagine you've got this bucket about this big. That's where you want to be kicking in. Not bigger than that, not outside the bucket, but kicking in the bucket there is the right size. Now, a really good way to practice this is just doing a front kick drill where you're face down, got your hands out. If you've got a snorkel, it's even better, makes it a bit easier. And you can just practice this steady, light kick out behind you. And that's a really good way to get used to the effort level and the type of kick that we want to do. So that's the second one, having the right kick and making it feel very, very comfortable. Now, the third thing is then what happens over the top of the water. Often I'll see that beginner swimmers will come over the water, and then rather than landing with their fingertips first and then extending forwards in the water, they'll reach as far as they can over the top and they'll land flat, either elbow first or just everything together. And then from there, they'll push straight down rather than extending forwards under the water. What happens there is that if you're overreaching above the water and then pressing straight down, that push down lifts your chest up, but it drops your legs. So if you can enter and reach forwards in front of your shoulder, and we use the cue post the letter, where when you enter, you want to imagine your hand is a letter, and you want to post that letter in front of you. So you post the letter, post the letter, post the letter. That helps you enter and extend in the right way, which helps your legs lift up. And that way it sort of sets you up in a position where you can then have a better catch. And catch isn't the first thing that we start with beginner swimmers. It's sort of towards the back of the things that we focus on, but that's going to set you up really well to make sure that you're in a position to then work on your catch. They're 3 of the main things that I've seen working with beginner swimmers that cause them to have a higher heart rate than what they should, because many of the swimmers that I come across, or the triathletes, super fit, but they're doing a couple things in their swimming that's causing them to work much harder than what they need to. If any of these feel like they're relevant, let me know in the comments below and let me know if any of these apply to you. And I'll put the link to our beginner freestyle course as well. I'm in there in the comments answering any questions that you've got. So I'm there to help you as well if you want to go back and forth and make sure you get this thing figured out so you can swim comfortably, can swim faster, and it really can be an enjoyable thing. So if you dread going to the pool, swimming something that you feel like you just have to do, you don't really enjoy it, that can change. I've had a lot of people on our podcast before talking about how they never used to like going to the pool and swimming, but as they've sort of figured it out and they've gotten better and they've learned what they should be doing and what they should avoid doing, that's when they really start to love swimming. So it's certainly possible, and I'm here to work with you in our beginner freestyle course. So I'll put that below. Thanks very much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't yet, or share this video with someone you know who's looking to improve their own swimming.